Hi everyone, it's Lillian here. Just give me a minute while I start up the computer as well, and we will get going. Hopefully. Let's see where it's going to pop up. Always takes a minute. In the meantime, so glad to have you here, and this is the star of the show tonight, the new catalog. I hope you've got yours. If you have got yours, give me a thumbs up or something like that so that I know that you do. And so that, hi Fran, hi Diana, give me a thumbs up if you've got your catalog and you are ready. You've got your beverage, you've got your snack, and you're ready to do a little catalog exploring. So let's just see here. For some reason, it's not showing up on my computer, and I have no idea what that means. We'll see if it shows up here. And hi Diana, thanks for the shout out. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, we will continue on and just trust. I'm trusting that it's all working well. So I'm going to right now point you down, and while I'm doing that, why don't you in the comments section leave me a comment of something in the catalog that made you go wow, whether it was a stamp set, a sample, a color, the catalog itself, whatever. So something that made you go wow. If you can leave that in the comment section while I'm giving you a little seesaw ride here and hopefully getting things in focus. How's that? Well, we'll just back this up a little bit. I had it all set earlier, but of course, as soon as I start to move, and this is the first time that I've done a Facebook Live at night, and the sun is shining in, so sorry for the shadows. I'm going to do my best to alleviate that. I didn't troubleshoot that part, but we'll make it work the best we can. So those of you who know me know that when I'm doing something like this, I tend to have a plan and then go sideways. But I've got a list here. See, I even did the first thing. What was a wow? And make a comment on it. So whether it was a color or a stamp set, whatever, for those of you just joining us, make a comment on what was a wow that you saw in the catalog. All right. What we're going to do first off is look at what you got from me. So those of you who did front porch pickup, you got this. Doesn't it always sound exciting to feel the packaging? For those of you who had the catalog mailed to you, you got the catalog from Stampin'Up because they mailed it right to you. And then you also got an envelope in the mail from me. So we're going to be using not only the catalog, but what you got in your envelope. So let's open this up and explore what you had in your envelope. I'll take that out of the way. So I gave you this, or in the envelope I had this little information package. You also have the new in color bookmark. These, I just love these colors. Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Misty Movement Light. I sometimes have to take time to fall in love with the new in colors. These I fell in love with right from the get-go. Every single one of them. So if you have a favorite, you can always let me know which one is your favorite. This some of you received and some of you did not because I forgot to put it in the early ones. And what this is, it says Make Beautiful Things, and it's a little mini brochure, especially designed for those who might never have stamped before and don't know anything about it. So if I missed giving you one and you would like one, please let me know. There's a little kit in here that's got all the inclusive kinds of things well, this one isn't all inclusive, pardon me. There are things that you buy for it. But it's got everything organized so that if you were a new stamper, you could look in here, pick out something that you would like, and go for it. Sometimes this catalog is overwhelming if you've not seen one before. So this was to alleviate some of that stress level. The very final thing, of course, whoops, is the paper pumpkin. So that's paper pumpkin, for those of you who aren't familiar, is a kit that comes to you once a month. So it's a creativity in a box delivered right to your door. So let's just get started here. Okay, Lillian, stay on track. Let's back up with my little list. All right, let's open it up. And what you found is your card make and take. We're going to use this later, so just put that to the side. Where am I going to put it so I don't lose it? You have a wish list, and so that's to put down things that you're wanting, of course. This here is so that you could give it to someone to remind them that you wouldn't mind a Stampin' Up! Gift certificate, whether it's for Christmas or a birthday or a just because. So that's the only reason it's there. Sometimes we forget that I can give you gift certificates for special occasions. So that's what that's all about. And then every year I do a catalog scavenger hunt, and I keep it really simple. The purpose of it is to help you explore the catalog and maybe notice some things that you have never noticed before. So I even give you the page number and that kind of thing there. And one of the last questions, the one that talks about page 87, Stampin' Rewards. Stampin' Rewards is you are rewarded if you have a group of people together and you have a workshop, but you can do it individually or gather a couple of friends and just have a catalog party. If you reach certain levels, $200 being the minimum, and then it goes up, you get rewards. You get extra free dollars to spend. And during the month of June, starting June 3rd, so yesterday, for the annual catalog celebration, Stampin'Up is going to reward you if you get an order, a group of orders, or up at $300 or more. So once you hit that $300 mark, you're going to get a $30 bonus over and above what you would normally get. So that would be over $60 worth of free things. So something to think about if your wish list is really long. Another thing that page 188, the best deal in the book, even when there's not a special on, is what's called the starter kit. And that is for $135, no shipping and handling, no GST, $135 only. You get to choose $165 worth of product. During the month of June, Stampin'Up, whoops, I got the wrong brochure here. Stampin'Up is offering a special during the month of June. When you sign up, you get that really good deal, but over and above that, you get a free bundle of your choice. Now, the most expensive bundles, I think there are two of them that are, oh, I had it written down, $78.25 or $74.25. But whatever bundle that you really like, this is one way of getting it for free if you want. Now, some of you say, well, I don't plan to sell. You know what? Most people who sign up don't plan to sell, and most people don't, quite frankly. Most people are hobbyists, or they sign up just for the good deal and then let it expire. Stampin'Up's fine with that. Stampin'Up's fine with whatever reason you sign up, whether it's to change a new career, to earn a little extra spending money, or just to get the good deal. They are fine with that, and you can sign up again and again and again. So for example, if you signed up a year ago and your demonstratorship expired, you can sign up again, no penalty, everything's hunky-dory. So just something to think about. Okay, let's take these out and look at this first page here, and Lillian, look at, oops, I was supposed to do something. So for all of you who have joined me here and joined this, I thank you. And for all of those who answered the question a couple of days ago about where you're from, I put your names in this little bucket, and we are going to do a draw for the gold glitter enamel dots. So they are 3 sizes, and it might reflect a little bit. I'm sorry, but it's this package here. Whoever commented where they were from, your name was put in here, and let's see. I'm looking away, and let's see whose name we pulled. Sue P. So Sue, I will be getting that to you. Sue got a prize the other day. She's batting 100 here. That's great. Okay, now let's look at this double page here. And I would like to bring your attention right off the bat to this page here. Gorgeous colors. Those are the new in colors. Lots of different supplies, tools. And this I'm going to talk about later. That's the new Stampin' Cut emboss machine. And then right down here at the very bottom, you see these symbols. So Stampin'Up, you can find Stampin'Up on YouTube, on Pinterest, on Facebook, and on Instagram. So you can always go there and just have some fun looking at some of the samples there. So that's another way of finding more about the product. The other thing, while I've got this at a funny angle, is this little symbol here. When you see that symbol, that means that is available in a bundle, and it's 10% off. And the little N in a red sunburst kind of thing means that that product is new. So often I will look at a page, particularly embellishments or ribbons, and look for all the N's to see what is new right off the bat. I am going to switch catalogs here so that we go with my dog-eared one, and I'm not wrecking the new one. And there we go. For those of you who are interested, I made tabs for mine, and I can give you the, what is it called, PDF, the printout. I can email it to you with the words, and you can do with it as you want. I put it on tabs like this. You can make little tabs. You don't have to put this many. You can just do the ones that interest you. I actually printed it twice so that I could put some on the back as well, and then I have it coming and going, because sometimes I go through the catalog backwards. All right, let's, these are the suites that are in the catalog, and those of you who are familiar with Stampin'Up know that the suites are gorgeous, gorgeous displays. Okay, so let me look. Okay, I've missed a couple of things here. So anytime you leave a comment at the end of tonight's live presentation, I will go back and put everybody's name who left a comment back in here and draw a name for the gilded gems. So again, they're in 3 sizes. They catch the light beautifully. They're really gorgeous. So leave a comment. I'll come back later and do a draw for that. Okay, let's go on. So I often think that they need to give lessons in how to read the catalog. So we're going to do just a little bit of catalog reading here to begin with. There's always the introduction, the family pictures from the Gardner family. This is where Shelley and her sister founded it, and Sarah, one of the daughters, is now the CEO. So they always have a family picture. There's some techniques here. So you can check these out, and they show you what page they've used that technique, and they've given you a bit more information. So, for example, stamping off, page 78. If we go to page 78, you will find this technique here. This shows you what stamping off is and how to do it, and maybe it's a technique that you would like to either use or learn. And if it's one you want to learn, then you can fire me off a message and say, Lillian, I'd like to learn that. Could you please do that? The next thing, double page here, and I'm not going through every page of the catalog, but we're going to do the beginning just because there's a lot of information here that you might miss. So this here, one of Stampin' Up things that Stampin' Up is famous for is their coordination. They build color families, color groupings, and then for every color they have paper that matches, ink that matches, markers that match. A lot of them have blends, so the alcohol-based markers, then their embellishments, they match, their ribbons, they match. So it's all coordination. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out. When I first started stamping, it was, of course, 100 years ago. I wasn't familiar, well, Stampin' Up wasn't even in Canada. And I would buy a stamp set, then I would, in one store, and buy some paper in another store, and then try to match up the ink. And it didn't always work so well, but it's all here. It all goes together. So over the page, kits. So kits are ideal for lots of you. I know that you love the kits. Others say they're not for me. That's the joy of it. There's something for everybody in here. Some of the kits are all-inclusive. So watch for those words. All-inclusive means that the stamps are included, the ink's included, everything's included. There are others, and this is another one that is, there are others that you get the project kit, but you have to buy the stamp set separately and the ink separately. And that might be because maybe you've got things that work well with that already and you don't need it, and so they can provide more embellishments, that kind of thing. And then there's this here, which is called a product medley. So what they do here, if you look at this carefully, this whole medley, it looks expensive, $95, but it has the stamp set, it has the dies, it has the paper, it has punch-out things to go, it has embellishments. So it's got everything, and then you create your own thing. They don't give you the how-to, they expect you to do that. So that's the kits. And then now let's look at the first suite in the catalog. This suite just is so bright and summery and wonderful, and it's called Flowers for Every Season. And if you watched my Facebook Live day before yesterday, I believe, you saw me make a card with this paper here. Let me see if I can find that card. Where did I put it? Here it is. We made this card here, and then I made another version of it, so to use a different paper from there. So just one little sample of things that from this suite here. Things to notice on a suite page. When you see designer series paper, they're always trying to figure out how to showcase designer series paper well. This year they've made the swatches bigger. They've also added the colors that go with it in. So I like that a lot, because then I can say, okay, yeah, I remember that. The other thing in this suite is they also give you all kinds of things in the catalog that go with it. And if you wanted all the things that are listed on this page, you could just enter one order number instead of entering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. There's no deal. You cannot get that as your half-priced item. It's just to make ordering easier, because some people go, oh, I love everything in this suite. I have to get all of it. Just something to be aware of with the suites. So let's turn over the page. See, I even reminded myself to show you samples, because I knew that I likely wouldn't. Just before I do, this is a bundle, and so do look for that word bundle. The 10% isn't always blue, the 10% symbol, like here it's cinnamon cider, I believe. This stamp set here even has the reversible stamps. So if you could use one side of the stamp, you get the solid image. On the other side, you get the outline with these little marks like that. When you see a cream color around a stamp, that means there's a die that matches it. Punch that matches the gray is is a die. So let me just show you a few from here. And where did those go? I haven't made tons, but I've made a few. So here's one, and with that suite, there's a punch, and then there are shaker domes, and you can make shaker cards like that. So that's that one there, and this is new paper, new ribbon, new design, new in color. So there's that, but you don't have to make it a shaker card. You can also this looks more like one of those colored mason jars. What I did was stamped it in Whisper White on the purple posy, so it just has that little dusky feeling to it, and then colored it, and then added a bit of Pool Party and some sequins there. Then I thought, what if someone says, I really like that, but I'm not a colorer, what can I do? And you know that I love my black and white cards. So here is the black and white card that I came up with. See, even there's the stems and the flowers, and that's just a simple card right there. So we've got these three, and then one that I didn't get completed, but I'll show you the pieces. I used the jar and the little striped one, and you could make it into like a lemonade, couple of jars of lemonade by the beach, at the campsite, that kind of thing. I haven't got it finished, I'm sorry. And I put the bow here because I got my straw crooked. I don't know what I was doing when I mounted that. I should have straightened it out a little bit, but that's just some ideas. So which of these is your favorite card? The white and black one, the purple posy, or the shaker? Let me know which one of those is your favorite. And I need one of you here to help me organize all these things. But anyway, I'll go right along here. So I've got page 154, and just before we go to page 154, I want to show you this, Shop the Project. So if you really like a card and it has Shop the Project, it is showing you some of the things they used on that. Now, I put page 154, and I can't remember why I put that there, so I guess I'll see when I get there. Page 154. Oh, that's what I was going to do. The Flowers for All Seasons, you can make it with anything, but of course it's featuring the in colors. Every single one of the new in colors is there. So I wanted to show you something else that features every single one of the new in colors, and that's the Flowers for Every Season, Memories and More card and envelopes. It's not a catchy title, it's a mouthful. So that, and then because I'm showing you this, and because I'm going to show you it in real life, and then there's what's called a Memories and More card pack. So these two items go with that set. So let me just show you some of the in color things here. I tried to get it all organized, plus it's also in your make and take cards, so you've had a little sneak peek. Now the Memories and More cards and envelopes, I'm missing one here because I did a thing with my downline and I used all of the bumblebee. But what you get a card front, and you fold it, it's scored, ready to go, and then you also get the matching envelope so that it's ready to go like that. Here's one card I made with it, and this, you've got the matching ribbon. I used a die just to cut out from the designer paper. So there's the full package, and there's the bumblebee. So let me get that out of the way. So this is the designer paper that goes with the new in colors, just while I've got it here. And then the backs, we've got some wood grain and then almost denim-y kind of looking. And I just saw an ad yesterday about colored denim, not just all blue, and this fits in perfectly. And then there are the in color enamel dots, which you should have in your make and take kit. And this is all I have left, and they are now on back order until the end of June. So years are precious. Now, the Memories and More cards, again, this is not a full pack because I shared these with my downline, but Memories and More cards come in 2 sizes. So there's the 3x4 size. The colors all go together and they're double-sided. So you've got like that. You get 2 of each card. Now, these are flowers for every season, and if you look at it carefully, they have Christmas, spring, winter, spring, summer, and fall. The other size of card is this size here, so it fits. Where did I put my cards? Got so organized. So you could really layer these up on top of the here, and you've got an instant card. My downline's been playing with that, and they've been having a ball with it. They've been making some gorgeous stuff. So you've got, and again, they're double-sided. Great way to have a quick and easy card. And then also in the Memories and More pack, there are punch-outs. Well, they're sticky back, so that's sticky, so that they go again with the colors. And I've seen some beautiful samples made, just haven't had a chance. So if you're ever wondering, that's what that's all about. And I've taken care, whoops, of page 154. Now let's go back. And where am I at? Oh, I was going to show you the In Color ribbon too, just before I go on. The In Color ribbon is soft. It's really easy to tie pretty bows with. It is easy to work with. It would go flat, so it would mail beautifully. And I think it's one of the nicer ribbons we've had for a while. And I shouldn't try to tie a bow in a hurry like that. But anyway, there we go. Enough, Lillian. So let's go on to my next page. I want to go now to the Ornate Garden suite. This suite here, we were able to order quite a few things from this suite at the beginning of May, and all through May you were able to order. I offered a class with this suite. It's again a gorgeous suite with many things in it. Here are the colors that go with it. And turn one page at a time, Lillian. Some gorgeous dies that go with it. Love these fonts. This. And so because I already have taught a class with this suite, I have quite a few samples. So that's, I didn't bring them all, but I did bring an abundance. So here's one where I used this stamp here and just embossed it on vellum. Used the words from here and just, that was the card. Very simple, but it's actually one of my favorites. Here's one I received in a swap from Karen Yeomans, and she's using the paper that coordinates with it and the daisies. The daisies work great with this paper, and it has coordinating ribbon, and again, a gorgeous card. Here's some more of the paper and the dies and the stamps. They have wonderful dies, and there's these, that if you leave a comment, you could win tonight. Here's another border die and another card made with that, and a couple of others. Now these little sprigs here were actually what fell out of here, and I just took them and made them into a branch. And here's some more of the dies just done, and almost looks sepia, I don't know how to say that, but you get the idea. So more of that antiqued type of look. So those are those samples, and now I wanted to take you to the Forever Greenery suite. Now if you are on Pinterest, or if you follow many stamping sites at all, this one has been featured a lot. It is a gorgeous set of paper. Let me see where, here I go. I did a sampler of the papers from it, And these are the coordinating colors here. So it's Garden Green, Just Jade, Pear Pizzazz, Pretty Peacock, Shaded Spruce, Soft Seafoam, and Whisper White. But gorgeous, gorgeous papers, and they're just so much fun to work with. And there are a lot of neat things in this suite. I'm just going to show you some samples. Read my words here. Some samples from that suite. So it really features the paper. And it's done in a fan shape, just like that. And there's coordinating ribbon. It just, again, looks absolutely gorgeous. And I thought I had some more samples. I don't know what I did with them. Anyway, here's another one. There's some embossing folders in that suite. There's one set, they two come in one package. They're just narrow, and they are so pretty. There are these gold hoops that look fabulous. There are some wonderful dies and stamps, and I'm going to show you the dies in a minute here. And then, of course, just some ribbons, and these are what we just gave away that Sue just won, so she's the lucky one there. So let me just show you, whoops, oh, I know what I was going to show you. Let me just show you the dies. So here are the dies. There are these leafy kind of dies, and then the solid ones are actually cut out stamped images. So are you ready? Let's just flip over and have a look. So these are distinctive stamps. So these are the stamps that have light and dark. When you ink them up normally, and I would just be maybe not too inky, because if you don't have too much ink, it seems to work better. And so there are the stamps, and they are already now cut out. And I should have maybe put it on dark paper, but it just absolutely stunning, this one is. And yeah, so let's see what else. I see something I forgot to show you, so let's just stop here a moment and go back to the in colors. Sorry, I made a set of cards especially to show you, and I forgot to show you. I used the Ornate Garden. Let's go back here. I used this daisy here, and I used Just Because from another set, and made the same card in all 5 of the in colors. And I don't know about you, but it just makes me happy to look at it. So what I did on the cards was I embossed here, and you've got that embossed piece like that in your kit, so you will see that. And then, because we weren't able to order the ink in colors, you can now, but we couldn't do it in the pre-order session, I did white embossing instead. And just like that, and it just, I don't know, makes me really happy. Just a little story about the in-color inks. If you have been following at all, you've been seeing that some of the inks, a lot more than usual, in fact, inks don't usually go on back order, and re-inkers have gone on back order, and everybody's been going, what is going on? Why is that happening? Well, we found out that the company, the manufacturing company that makes the re-inkers, had to stop making re-inkers and make hand sanitizers during the health crisis for the pandemic. So that, of course, put production way behind. They are back producing now and catching up, but that's why there was such a glitch with the ink. So you can blame the pandemic on that too. All right, so Forever Greenery. Okay, I'm also going to show you one other set, because I think it's one of my favorites, although everyone's my favorite, but this set here I've used quite a bit. I think this will be one of my first classes, maybe, is on this suite here. So gorgeous, gorgeous paper. This paper, when you actually look at the paper package, it's $29 and you go, what? Well, it's a double package of paper, and rightfully so. There is just the cup. I'm already on my second package, so that's how nice it is. I've shown it before in a Facebook Live. So here's the front and back of the paper. You've got all these natural textures, whether it's cloth or walls or tiles or whatever. So gorgeous, gorgeous paper. Yeah, definitely. I have cased some of the things from here. I've received some of these. Here's one that I still want to case. It's on my list of things to do. So many ideas and so little time. And if you look over the page, here are some more. And this is one of the things I showed in a Facebook Live this week. So let me just pull some samples out that I've got from this suite. Here, I've taken the flower and just stamped it, and then taken the words, and so the flower is stamped off, and if I remember correctly, it's in gray granite, and then early espresso for the just saying hello, and that's just a really simple, quick card. This feather in here, I love this feather, and I've seen lots done with it, but here's a really quick card done with the feather, a bit of embossing. I did some speckling in the background and just a little bit of foil. We have bronze foil this year, just released, and it is gorgeous too. And then I received this card as a swap from Pam, and she did the feather, and she even did Wink of Stella on the feather. Be still my beating heart. And there are wooden embellishments part of this suite, and she Wink of Stella the wooden embellishments as well. I just love how that turned out. And then this one I received from Carolyn, and I love how just the colors go together, and the champagne, and then these stamps in the background, just a wonderful combination. So this was actually a box in the catalog. I decided I wanted to turn it into a card, and there it is. And I stamped the branches right on the designer paper. I forget to do that sometimes, but it's a really fun thing to do, and I must remember to do that more often. And for those of you coming to Stamping Time and you've signed up for the packet, and if you haven't, please register. I want to start cutting packet things up tomorrow. Stamping Time, once a month I hold a stamping time for people some people come every month, and some people just come on a drop-in basis. Obviously now during the pandemic, we don't come, but what I do is on Wednesday night, I will do it as a Facebook Live on a private group. I'll give you the link. And then on the Thursday night, I do a Zoom meeting. And this is one of the cards we are going to be making. And notice I stamped on again patterned, or designer paper, and use the wooden embellishments, and we could always Wink of Stella that now that I see Pam's. So I'm not going to show you the other cards, but this is one we're going to make. So if you want to take part in that, or if you want more information, just fire me off a message or an email, and I will get back to you. Okay, I'm getting quite a little stack here. I can just imagine it's all going to fall in a minute. All right, where am I at? Let's go right along to the color collections. This is where you find your basics, your paper, your ink refill, your markers, your blends, all of that kind of thing. They've organized it a little differently. In past years, we're kind of used to the colors that are across here being down. So we're used to it being reversed, but they've done it this way. They've again done the circles of colors so that those of us who are so visual, that really helps us. And then they've listed the cardstock and then the color. If you wanted crumb cake cardstock, there's the order number and there's the price. The other thing they have done here is included this year for the first time the Stampin' Blends. So this is where you find the Stampin' Blends. We don't have Stampin' Blends in every color, but we have them in most. And here's a little N for new. So we now have Melon Mambo Stampin' Blends. So just something to be aware of. This is again reading the catalog. All right, and okay, page 145, Stampin' Storage. I have most of these components now and absolutely love them. They sit on my desk, and if it wouldn't make you totally seasick, I'd flip the camera around. One of these times on a Facebook Live, I will have to show it to you. But I've got my pens beside my ink. I've got my re-inkers on top. I actually have my blends on top too, because I don't have a lot of desk space, but I have height, so my towers are really high. But a great storage system there. And there's some of your coloring tools there as well. Okay, Stampin' Spots, where's that? 147. That's so for the last few years, we've carried the uninked stamping spots, so you can get them and ink them up for whatever you, whatever color you want. This year, what they are also carrying now are some basic assorted stamping spots. So if you're just starting out and you just want an assortment of color just to begin with till you figure out what's going on, these are just the little guys, but we do have now just and it tells you what colors here. You can get that assortment to have a little selection. Okay, now over to the Designer Series paper. Gorgeous, gorgeous paper. They've tried to show you bigger amounts. Again, it's gorgeous, but it's so much more in real color, in real life. A lot of them, if it has the word specialty, that means that you read the fine print, because a lot of these had gold running through them. All right. Some of this is the dog one. Oh, so nice. Some are only 6 by 6, so do take note of that. Do read. This one also is 6 by 6. I put an order in yesterday and ordered all of the designer paper, and I can hardly wait for it to come. This I showed you in a Facebook Live, the World of Good specialty designer paper. It is absolutely out of this world. It is beautiful. And then down here, this is where you can get your color families in the 6 by 6. So this is where I showed you the in color designer paper there. So there was that. Okay, and page 162. I want to show you the adhesives. Now, not too often do we focus in on adhesives, but I wanted to show you that page for a couple of reasons. One is Snail is no longer being carried by Stampin'Up, and everybody gasped when they saw Snail on the retiring list. But there was a reason. They've brought something out called Stampin' Seal, S-E-A-L. And what that means, it's an acronym actually, Simply Easy Adhesive Laydown. It's stronger than Snail. It's supposed to be easier to use. Again, I've ordered some. I'm anxious to get it and see. It's a little more expensive than Snail, but if you look, it's got a lot more yardage on it. So it works out about the same. And then right below it is Stampin' Seal Plus. There's a little plus symbol there. And this is for like your 3D projects, your heavier things. For those of you who, oh, now I'm just blanking out on that tape we had a couple of years ago. It was black case. Anyway, this is really the super duper strong stuff anyway. The other thing that's come back that we had and then it went away, and I'm now the adhesive sheets. So when you're doing your fine die cuts and things like that, if you have stuck the paper to the adhesive sheets, you can just peel that off and make a whole thing sticky. All right, okay, page 170. I'm just going to stop right here and back up to the punches because, oh no, I'm going forward to the punches. I thought I'd forgotten something and I hadn't. The punches, there are pages here with the pictures, how they're used, and then there are punch bundles. Now this is pretty new to have punch bundles. And so when I was showing you the jar punch, here it is. So here's the actual punch, and you saw the stamps earlier, so it also gives it to you as a bundle. So there are different bundles here. The punch that we're going to use on the Make and Take card is this one here. It's called the Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. So we're going to be coming back to that, and then we're going to flip over to the page that everybody's most anxious to see these tabs coming off. It is in the catalog. It's the new die cutting machine. There are some videos out there. Stampin' Up is showing it. What happens is the sides come up, so it's a very compact little machine, and there are two of them. There's the regular size, which would be similar to what the Big Shot was, and then there's the mini, the little baby, which is what people are so excited to get this little baby one, because if you're traveling or camping or going to the lake or whatever, or going to a crop, that kind of thing. So I'm going to talk about what fits in the mini. Not everything does, but a lot does. I'm going to talk about that soon. So these are coming soon. I will let you know as soon as they are available. It's going to be before Christmas. I'm hoping quite a bit before. If you're excited about it coming soon, give me a thumbs up. This page here shows some of the accessories, as does the next page. And I will talk more about that when we actually have it. Then we also have die bundles. So these bundles, these are what you could get free if you signed up to be a demonstrator. So just to be aware, or just if you like to look for bundles. So there are several pages of bundles here, and you, I'm sure, have looked at them. I just love them. One of the bundles that I got was that one where the flower was, and it's called the Tasteful Labels. Let me just show you that. Here are, I cut the dies out, and I'll just take this off. So these are all of the dies. So some of the dies cut, and it's hard to see, but they do, I did this so that maybe you can see the light shining through. They make stitch marks. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one all have stitch marks. These, if you could see them up close, they cut them out, but they also do a little embossed ridge around it as well. So it just adds a little more texture that way. So that's another gorgeous die that we have. The dies also, there's a new manufacturer for the dies. They cut beautifully. You don't have to put them through 2 or 3 times, and they release too. They give up the dyed cut image so much better. I was going to talk about the mini. Anytime you see this little mini symbol, it means all of these would fit, one at a time obviously, in the mini die cutting machine. Now, for example, here it doesn't have the mini. Some of these would fit, but some are going to be too big, so that's why it doesn't have the mini symbol there. But a lot of the dies will fit. And let's look at the embossing folders. If it has the mini, it means that these embossing folders are small enough to fit in the mini. Also look at the color coding here. If it's mint macaron, so if it's the light color, that means it's a 3D embossing folder, so the ones that have the extra wonderful texture. If it's green, if it's just jade, it's a standard embossing folder. So when on the Big Shot, that would have been your platform and your 2 clear plates. So just so that you're aware of that. And then, of course, there are the host benefits. This I just ordered. It's just beautiful. Can hardly wait for that to come. So let's keep going here. Inside the back cover, Stampin' Up has really got a little theme going on, and I love it. It's a theme of step it up. So start with something that's quite simple, and then step it up and step it up. Or another way of doing it is kick it off, get started, settle in, make it a little bit more fancy. or spend a while if you're going to make a shaker card or do something that takes a little more detail work. They try to give you that variety so that no matter where you're at in your crafting journey or how big a hurry you are, you can do that. And I was supposed to show you a couple of more samples. Sorry about that. And this one here I did on a Facebook Live. It's got this gorgeous paper from the World of Good designer paper, the gorgeous new suede ribbon and the little slider, and then this is embossing folder makes that lovely, I don't even know what to call it, but I just love the effect of that embossing folder. So just a little side trip. You know, I can't go in a straight line in my thinking process. I have to hop around. And then on the back, another shop the project. So they're really teaching you how to look at a project and see what it is. The other thing is we as demonstrators can go to the demonstrator website, and if you said, oh, I really want to make that card, what did they use? We can find the ingredients used to make this card. Not the how-to so much, but we can figure that out together, but the ingredients. So if you see a card and you can't figure out what they used to make it, again, fire me off a message and I will do my best to find that out for you. Now, time for our make and take. And I put the make and take in a safe spot. Oh, here it is. So that I would be all set. And just while I've got it out here, I'm just going to, I've got shadows tonight for some reason. I bet you I could open the curtains again and it would be better now that, anyway, we'll just do it that way. What we're going to do for our make and take is use this new lovely labels pickup punch. So what this is, it's sort of like the banner triple punch, only it's for smaller widths. So it'll work with a 1/2 inch, a 3/4 inch, and 1 inch. I put this here just so that I would remember and wouldn't have to measure each time. So when I sent you your make and take, now where did I put it? I cut you out some banners, and I'm just going to show you how I did that. So, say for example, if I was wanting to put the end on this one, I did the more blunt end, the less frilly end for here, and I want to do the other one. I'm going to slide it in here, slide it in all the way, then I'm going to give a little push and make sure it's in these grooves. Then flip it over and just double check it looks good. I find that if I push it down, it doesn't slide around so much, and then you just punch and you've got a wonderful banner like that. Now here's, this one was from here, and this one's from here. So you look, you could layer these banners. You can do all kinds of things. So I'm not going to punch forever. I will be doing a Facebook Live with that. I've got a few other tips and tricks for using it. But I did the 3 sizes using the 2 styles, just so that you could see. And I did it in progression like that. It's a really neat punch. So the card that you're going to make is going to use this stamp set, and we've already got this punch going. This is a bundle in the catalog. This stamp set, I love the fonts in it. I love that it's got the variety. I like the solid images. I just like everything about it. Here's a very simple card made with the punch and with the flowers right here. And let's look at what we're going to do. I'm going to just use the word smile. And if you're going to craft with me, you need just a word that is going to fit on the bumblebee piece. So just something that's going to, word or words, that's going to fit in there. Or you can leave it totally blank. It's up to you. So let's get the pieces out from your packet. make sure you've got everything. There we go. And then these are your ingredients and where I found them. And then we've got this, and we've got this. And I grabbed one without the enamel dots, but I know where that is. So first things first, I'm going to fold my card base. And then this is going to go on top of your card base. This is, it's called the texture. Oh, what's it called? Tasteful Textile embossing folder. So it's sort of like the subtle one that we've had. Is just a very gentle look in the back or for background, and it's one I'm loving. So I put it on my card on dimensionals. So let's do that. Some dimensionals. Dimensionals, I'm just about out and they're falling apart on me. There we go, and I'll put one more there, and let's just peel those off. Normally we would make the card before sticking it on, but this one is going to be easy enough that it's going to be just fine. Like that. And try to center it. Just rest it at first. I think I got it. There. So now we've got that. Now what you're going to do with these, and you know what? It is totally your choice what you do with these. One way that I used it was to line everything up, and before we do that we're going to stamp on this, but I'm just going to show you some choices here. We can line everything up and work on our spacing, and you could glue it down and then put your flowers so it would be like that. I decided to do this one a little staggered. You might say, oh, it's too much for one card for me. I think I'm going to save some for another card. I just might do, and you can start to play around and do whatever you want to do. So do some options there. Don't feel locked in to whatever I'm doing. So I'm just going to ink up the stamp. And down and up, little stamp, little pressure, right. There we go. Put the lid on before I stick something in the stamp, or in the ink, pardon me. And let's try this again. And this one I will make, I'm going to just line it all up. And then you can see the two choices. I'm just going to lightly lay these down. There we go. So what my plan is right now, you can figure out your plan however you want. I'm going to start with these two, gluing them down, and then go from there. Okay. So I want to leave room for the flower so that it doesn't stick out and cause an issue with the envelope. So I'm going to do that one and that one. I'm going to use my grid paper, get those out of the way so that I don't get my eye fooled by them. There. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just turn these ones over, put the glue on the back, and then before I turn them back, get a pretty good idea for my placement. There we go. Yeah, I think that will do it. So I think think I'll just work. Sometimes I do the middle. I change my strategy up all the time, but I think I'll go this way this time. It looks like it should work. I'm not going to press hard till I give it a little look. I think I got it. So if you want to press hard, always press from the back and then it doesn't. So now we're going to work on these little flowers. And I know I've shown this in the past, but I also know that some of you are new. So a couple of things. I like to curl the petals a little bit, and then I take a blunt end, like this end of my pen. You could take the end of a crochet hook. If you have the old Stampin' Pierce tool, you could do that, and then put a soft surface underneath. If you don't have a soft surface, the palm of your hand works too. But just press really hard and you get that dimension, and then all you're going to do is get a glue dot. Whoop. Make sure the glue dot sticks. Now again, you could change your flowers up and say, okay, I'm going to put that there and this there, and mix it all up if you want. It's your choice. I'm going to play it safe right now just because you know that when I am talking and crafting, it's a dangerous thing. So go ahead and work on your flowers, work on your project, and get the dimensionals off your hand. Don't know if I need to do the curling. All right. And one more. And one more. And the bumblebee. Now, all that's left is to add your, and I'm just trying to find mine, your enamel dots. And again, you could match them up, or you could do what I did here, and I used different colors in them. So it's your choice, whatever you want to do. Just take the end of your pokey tool. Now I find with these enamel dots, it works better if you curve this plastic sheet a little bit and get your tool right underneath. And I think I am going to mix up these colors. I think that just showcases them a little bit more, and I'm just going to follow what I did on the last one so that I don't have to think. And what did I use down there? Bumblebee. There we go. And there's your make and take card. So, hope you liked it. It shows off the punch, shows off the stamp set a little bit, the new in colors, and the embossing folder. It was hard to know how to do it because if you had been here, we would have made a couple of projects. You would have got to touch and feel everything. So it was hard to know how to make it fun and hands-on and doable. So that's the route I went, and so hopefully that worked out for you. So you're wondering, why have I got this here, the new Catalog Kickoff Hostess Code? If you place an order either by contacting me or online, this is my website. If you place this order, let me just double check my timing here, by noon on Saturday, June the 6th. So this coming Saturday, day after tomorrow. Today's Thursday. I keep forgetting my days. If you do that, you will be entered into a draw for a $25 gift certificate from me. So just take note of that. If you forget and you want to do it online, then contact me. I will send it to you. I will also put it in the comment section after I sign off of this Facebook Live. And let me just see what else. Oh, last but not least, Stamping Staycation. Many of you have registered for this online creative retreat. This retreat, the introduction will be the Friday night on the 12th, but the retreat is on the 13th, and it's a $47 registration. Once you have registered, you have access to those videos forever. So say, for example, you said, well, I want to do it, but I'm busy that day. You can always come and do it another time. You use your own supplies, you do it, you just watch the videos and then you replay them and do it at your own speed. The PDFs will be posted. It's just a really neat thing, and we're so excited, and there's been a really positive response. So this is where you go to register. Joe is one of the team. There are 3 of us doing it, and so we're just doing it all through her right now. But if you, again, need a copy of that, contact me. If you, no, you can't share tonight's video. If you share my Facebook posts on my regular Facebook page, you get entered in a draw for that, and the draw is on the 9th at noon. Okay. So we talked about the one class, the Stampin' Time class. The other classes that I'm working on, I will post that and send emails. If there's one you want me to do, let me know, please. So watch emails and Facebook for more. I think I'm just winding it up. If you, I don't know quite what else to say. I've likely forgotten half a dozen things, but if so, I've done, I guess, what I'm supposed to do. I do want to thank you so, so much. I appreciate you people more than words can say. I did before this whole thing, and now as I've had to transition and learn all these new things, and some I've done better than others, you've hung in there with me, you've encouraged me, and I am thanking you for that. It's been wonderful. So thank you for your support and your encouragement, for coming tonight or for watching this later whenever it's working for you. Love you guys. It's been great to be on this journey with you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.